Trained teams will be on the site of a Winnipeg landfill today. They are fulfilling a promise made by the province to look for the remains of two missing First Nations women. And the CBC's Mark Harkisol has more on the search. So, Mark, what more can you tell us about today's operation?
Well, Andrew, this will be two consecutive searches, and the first one will focus around finding Ashlee Shingoose. If you'll remember, there were some searches of two landfills, one in Winnipeg, one close to Winnipeg, over the summer, where they were looking for the remains of three other Indigenous women. There was a fourth who went by the name of Buffalo Woman, a name given to her by Indigenous community members. That woman later identified as Ashlee Shingoose. She is believed to be the victim of the same serial killer as the previous three that we're looking for, whose remains were found: Morgan Harris, Mercedes Myron, and Rebecca Contois. In August, the provincial government in Manitoba promised the family of Ashlee Shingoose that they would search for her body in the Brady Street landfill in Winnipeg. That promise made in August. Today, here we are, December 1st, and we believe that that search will begin today in two separate phases. The second search that will commence after the search for Ashlee Shingoose is for another woman who's been missing since September of 2011, Tanya Nepinak, who left her home, went to grab a slice of pizza from what she told her mother, and was never seen again. She is believed to be the victim of a man who was convicted for manslaughter in the deaths of two other Indigenous women, who has now been released on statutory release. Regardless, she was never seen again. There have been no signs of her remains whatsoever, but police have told Nepanak's family that there is a good chance that her remains lie in the Brady Road landfill. So we don't know exactly, Andrew, what the timeline looks like. We do know that search teams are searching two separate parts of the Brady Road landfill, and there will be two separate searches for these two individual women.
And Mark, what are we hearing from the families of these women?
There's obvious relief that these searches are being done, that, several months later, the promise made by Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew is being kept. But of course, while they express optimism in that way, this is certainly not a happy event. It is one that leaves these families with very heavy hearts. CBC News in Winnipeg spoke to Vernon Mann. He is the partner of the late Tanya Nepinak. He had two children with her. These children were 14 and 10 years old at the time that their mother disappeared. He talks to CBC about how his family has found strength in the families of the other victims, because they've all gone through the same thing.
Well, you kind of have a bond with those families, because there's not very many people that know what you're going through, and when you do have somebody that you know exactly what they're going through, and they know what you're going through, you form a bond with them.
Now, while the search actually commences in earnest today, the provincial government has had crews out there through the summer. In August, they did sort of a test where they excavated various parts of the landfill to see where they would need to search and what may be under there. They've also used ground-penetrating radar to try to spot areas that they may want to focus their search on.
Mark, thank you. CBC's Mark Harkisol.